Hey guys, it's Gabby. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very interesting video to talk about, to share with you, because this is I was mean to Oliver Stark from 911. He plays Buck. So, as you know, or maybe you don't, my best friend Jessica, I will link her channel below so you guys can check out all her 911 stuff because I think she does an amazing job with it. My personal opinion though, not just because I'm her friend. Anyways, so as you may or may not know, she loves 911. She introduced me and Chelsea to 911, and well, let's just say we're all obsessed now. And we love the cast, we love the show, we just love everything about them. And so anyways, Jessica had reached out to Oliver because, you know, he posts a lot of pictures with he's very sassy sometimes, you know? So he'll post images and quotes, not quotes, but he'll retweet whatever pictures or whatever images that people have. I'm rambling at this point. And so Jessica was like, hey, you know, do you think you can add alt text, or here's an article about alt text, you can figure out how to use it and add it to something like that. And she was like, because, you know, I'm visually impaired and I would love to know what you're talking about. And so he replied to her. She called me instantly because obviously we're obsessed with this cast, and she was like, he replied to my tweet. And I was like, what? And I checked and I was like, oh crap, he did. And so anyway, so he was like, hey Jessica, you know, I will look into it and I will definitely try to add alt text, so, you know, whatever. So okay, a day goes by, and at this point I had commented under his tweet because he kept adding to a thread of tweets that he had up with different images. And so I tagged her, and she was like, oh, well, this was before I asked about alt text. And then today she calls me and she's fuming, and I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, well, he has these images up and he's still not adding alt text. And I told her, I was like, well, these were the ones I tagged you in yesterday. I was trying to tell you that he wasn't doing it. And it kind of made both of us kind of really upset, just because being big fans and knowing that this is a diverse show and such a diverse cast, and it has, they work with somebody with a disability, we just kind of were like, well, why are they not trying? Why do we keep trying to fight for what we want and advocate? And so she went on Twitter and she commented and she was like, well, hey, description ? And then she added the link again. And I was like, you see, that's nice, but maybe let's try it, and I wasn't trying to come across mean, but I understand how it may have seemed that way, just because, I've never really, before that, under that tweet, I wasn't really active with that tweet, so I didn't comment before that, but also, it was just kind of outright rude in a way, and I'm so sorry to him, but we'll get to my apology in a second. So she comments under it and I check it and I like it and all that fun stuff. And then I commented under it and I was like, well, as someone who works on such a diverse show and someone who works with somebody with a disability, you really aren't being so diverse. And I was like, there you go. That'll put him in his place. And then 20 minutes later, I get a notification and he comments under it. Now let me pull up the tweet so I can read this exactly. Hold on. I want to read this word for word because I feel like I'm just butchering whatever I'm saying. So let's go to let's see. Okay, so he said, hi Gabby, the alt text feature is new to me, and I'm not meaning to be uninclusive. I'm learning endeavor to use it in the future, And then he replied and said, or rather inaccessible, I should say. And I said, it's okay. Wait, what? No. See, these are all over the place because there's so many replies going on here. So let's go to the... Okay, so then Jess replied and she was like, even if you never described the picture, the fact that you now know how to practice it says a lot about you as a person. Thank you so much. And then, okay, I didn't even see that one before, but hey. There's so many replies, I don't know. Anyways, so he was basically saying like, hey, like this is new to me. And I was like, you know, I understand. Like, I think that for me, and as Jess will say, she's making a video on this right now as well. And I figured, like, it'll be good to have both perspectives so you can see her point of view and why she kind of got upset and my perspective. And we will link each other's videos. But, it just... Hold on, I feel like my camera is not... Okay, there we go, whatever. So I was like, well, you know, I still, it's fine, like, don't worry about it. I understand. I still love you and the cast and all that fun stuff. And he was like, what did he say? I forget. Then Jess said something, and she was like, oh, on behalf of both of us, because, you know, she tagged me, which I will link all my social media handles down below in the description if you want to go ahead and follow me and check out what I'm doing over there and join these crazy conversations. So she was like, well, on behalf of both of us, you know, we both love your show so much. We love you as an actor and as a person. And we sometimes forget that other people don't always understand how these things work and all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, and I'm sorry if I really seemed mean earlier. I really didn't mean to come across like that. I just... you know, Jess got upset for a little bit because she wasn't seeing any alt text. And then I was like, but sometimes I think that we honestly do forget that it's not easy for everybody else to pick these things up so quickly and just do it off the bat. And also, like, I think sometimes, like, we forget that, one, they're celebrities. They forget things just like everybody else. And two, like, he tweets a lot, you know? He does a lot of stuff on Twitter, and he interacts with a lot of people on Twitter. And so it's like, I realized afterwards how rude I was, and I was like, I'm sorry, because I know you may have forgotten about it. And so did Jess. She was like, she called me and she's like, I think I just honestly forget that he's busy, he's doing other things, he's, you know, he may have forgotten about it. And he was like, listen, no apology needed. And I retweeted that, and I was like, listen, I love you, Oliver Stark. I love the cast. I love the show. I love everything that you guys do. And I'm sorry once again. I just didn't, you know, I got really aggressive because I'm like, well, why are we always, you know, as people in the blind community? And so I think that really sometimes we don't remember that people are like, we're all human, you know, we make mistakes. We sometimes will forget that things are not always going to be easy to us, regardless of how much we want it to be. And I really want to send him, like, a fan mail letter and just explain how much this show means to me and means to my friends, because honestly, this cast is amazing. It's... everything that they do is so, it's great. And what I was trying to say before is, I think for me, not being able to, you know, being a person that's in the blind community and seeing so much of, like, lack of accessibility in places that I go and just people that I interact with, I stepped out of line, and I admit that I did, because I was wrong for that. And that's why I wanted to make a video and say that, yes, I was mean to Oliver Stark, but I really do apologize, because this is not me. I am not a mean person. I usually approach situations like this differently. And so I think for me, just I want to send him this too and just explain to him, like, you will probably never know how much you and your show and your cast members, how much you mean to me and my best friends, because we are able to sit down, you know, obviously when the show is airing and when they're filming, we're able to sit down every Monday on the phone and watch the show together, and we are able to just, the cast. Okay, so Jennifer Love Hewitt, we're going to talk about her for a second because I think she's amazing. Okay? She's just such a beautiful human being, and I never interacted with this woman in my life, a day in my life. I've never, like, you know, spoke to her in person or online, nothing. But everything that she does, from parenting right down to just acting, it's just, you guys, you need to watch the show. Head on over to Jess's channel. Phone, you were very rude. That was mean of you. You need to watch the show. And after you watch at least the first season, head on over to Jess's channel. Watch the first season reviews that she's done. Because honestly, you'll see why this cast is so important to us. And to Oliver Stark, again, I really do apologize. And I hope that, you know, one day we can all meet up and I can meet you guys and we can all just have fun and have a meal together and laugh, you know, look back at this and laugh and be like, do you remember that day when you were mean to me? And I'd just be like, I'm so sorry. It's just, I really do think that sometimes I personally forget that he's a person. Yes, he's a celebrity. Yes, he's, you know, doing all these things. But he's a person. And he's going to forget that these things, you know, he's going to forget things. As will everybody else. That's just what we do. That's what happens. And so, again, I love you. I love the cast. And I really do wish to be able to, like, you know, meet you guys. Have a great, just spend time with you. And explain to you and confess so much of our love for you guys, because we think you guys are amazing. I love being able to watch the show. I love being able to watch Jennifer Love Hewitt's Instagram lives and all her stories. And I love being able to interact with celebrities on Twitter. And yes, sometimes it may not be in the way that I want it to be, but nonetheless, it is all love on this end, and I hope you know that I am not a mean person. I don't ever mean to come across that way. And yeah, I just wanted to make this video to tell all of you about this experience, and also to be able to just explain to him, and even if he never watches this video, to just be able to send it to him and just be like, hey, even if you don't watch it, it's here if you ever do feel like watching the video. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you next time.